I found another box. This is not new. This one is probably 4 or 5 years old. There's a lot of videos on this particular guitar out there already. Some big name guys, in fact, have already done videos on this guitar, which is kind of why I tried to get my hands on one. Now that I have one, let's check it out. My favorite name for this so far is None More Black, and if you've seen the video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it is a budget guitar, which is another reason why I want to get my hands on it, because it's got such high praise for being a budget guitar. And after the RG421S turned out to be so phenomenal, well, the second one I got is phenomenal. The first one I got had some truss rod issues. You couldn't, like, it was stuck or something. I had to send it back. And of course, if you watch that video, you know that there were lots of finish imperfections, like it was maybe rushed. But the second one I got is awesome. I don't even think that I'll ever want to switch the pickups in it, but hopefully, hopefully this one is as good as everyone claims it is, because I'd really hate sending guitars back. Oh, it's heavy. Oh. Like, heavier than it has any right to be. Whoops. Where that? Uh-oh. Oh, man. Looks like something did quite a bit of banging right there. It's not quite all the way through. The paint is not missing off of the hardware, but you can see where it was split through that styrofoam. You can see the bar there. So we got a Floyd. Is that enough of a giveaway? Focus, damn you. Yes, another Ibanez. Please don't be broke. Now, like I said, this is a budget Chinese Ibanez with a Floyd. Looks good so far. Looks like the right off the bat, the Floyd is sitting. Those are some. Okay, so right off the bat. Speaking of bat, the neck is not as thin as your typical Ibanez neck. The frets are not bad. I mean, they're not. These are like medium frets. Of course it's not tuned. Those are some noisy springs. Like, very noisy, but look at that thing. It is a Geo. Which, I mean, that's kind of the point, isn't it? Like, budget. Oh, these are loose too. Probably from getting smacked around on that. Let's put the bar on it. See if we hear any weird noises. And this looks more like a Goto style Floyd Rose. Wait, does this have the stupid plastic? Yeah, it's got the plastic bushing in it. I know a lot of people that like Floyds don't like this Floyd Rose Special-esque that's got the plastic bushing on the bar. You know, the only thing that sucks about it being a Floyd is that you can't see the ball ends to tell if they're D'Addario strings or not. Personally, like D'Addario strings and Ernie balls. I mean, yeah, I have to agree. The old None More Black really fits. I mean, if you get that reflection just right, you can see it. If I do like this, there we go. Yeah. But other than that, there are no other identifying marks on it. These frets, the fret markers have some oil on them. It's not terrible, I guess. Let's see how bad out of tune it is. Almost like it's all my stuff is tuned to 415, so there's like a little conversion rate going on in there. But it's almost like it's closer to D standard or drop C. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? There's a little bit of fret buzz. Probably because this thing needs a proper setup, which we will do at some point. Not at the moment, because we are fixing to, family and I, fixing to make a little trip. So I will have to wait to do that when we get back, which will probably still be part of this same video. And it might not be. I might break it up into two. But yeah, GRRRRRRRRRR330EXBKF. I like None More Black. There are some small imperfections, like this is of plastic from the pick guard. And it's got some in a couple spots. But yeah, it looks cool, doesn't it? Just all that black. Purple Heart fretboard. Looks like a couple of the inlays might be sticking out just a little bit. Oh yeah, and the arm cut here, you can kind of tell where they sanded a little too deep. I don't know if we can get that. See it right there where it transitions? Not my fingerprints, but right up here. There's a spot right there don't know if you can see it. See, it's got the extra little hump. Focus on the guitar, bitch. Yeah. Yeah. A little uneven. Not terrible. I mean, you can feel a couple of the, like where the overspray dots. I mean, you know, I think this thing was like $370. You don't feel quite as many of the overspray dots on the back as you do the front. The front has quite a few. Definitely gonna have to do something about those springs. But all right, we will be back after I get it set up. Maybe we'll record the setup process. It's been a while since I've done a Floyd Rose. Maybe I can remember how to do it. And then we'll none more black. All right, here we are with the all black Ibanez GRRRRRRRRR. I think there's an F in there somewhere because it's got this. Could be wrong. May not be an F at all. I don't think Ibanez calls these a Floyd. I think they call them on the edge or something like that. It's the stamped steel, cheap like Floyd Rose special. Anyways, it's not terrible. It did take a little bit of setting up and a string change. The strings that came on this were hot garbage. I mean, they were terrible. I was getting some insane, like, chimey, squealing, just, I thought it was, you know, I'm going to put foam in the springs and on the head of the guitar and it would get rid of it. It didn't. The strings were just awful. Couldn't tune it, couldn't do much of anything with it. Played it for about 15 minutes before I realized it was the strings and just cut them all off. But yeah, there are already plenty of videos out there on this guitar. I just wanted one, seeing some of those videos because it looked sweet, and after playing it for a couple of days, this is a sweet guitar. I mean, this thing is awesome for what it is. It is Chinese made. It's made in China. Even though it's made in China, Ibanez just seems to be killing it lately. This guitar, as a matter of fact, is just awesome. I mean, well. I mean, for the price, this thing is a metal monster. It is the Infinity R pickups, which, to be honest with you, I got the 421S with the quantum pickups in it, and I really can't tell much of a difference, especially when you're running it through like Logic and using plugins, or using Nano Cortex, Tonex, Quad Cortex, whatever your flavor is. The pickups don't seem to play that big of a role in that. Running them into a tube amp or something, someone with a more trained ear than I could probably tell the difference, and I can't. The Infinity R's and Quantums sound pretty close to me. I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. But for the price of these, this is a sick guitar, and every metalhead should have one, even if it's just for a modding platform or a beater, you know, a solid backup. This is a solid guitar. I mean, it is a bolt-on. It's got the lower end Floyd in it. I did put some foam in the back cavity behind the springs just to kind of chill out that twang in between, so you're not hearing all that stuff. There are a few spots on the neck where it feels like it wasn't quite sanded very well, but that's not really that big of a deal. They're in places up here past the nut where you're not really putting your hands on it anyway. There is kind of a spot down here where you can see, you probably can't see, but we'll try to get it in there. Right here, these little ridges in the wood grain there, you can feel those. Like they're kind of prominent. They kind of stick out there. It's not horrible. I mean, it doesn't make me want to play the guitar any less. It's still an excellent guitar to play, especially for a beginner. Like this would be an awesome guitar for a beginner. Or like I said, a solid backup guitar if you're gigging. I really can't find a whole lot of negative stuff to say about this guitar. In the video of my the 421S, I showed quite a few pictures of like finish defects and stuff like that, where this guitar does not share those. Like I said, there's the two little spots up here on the neck where I don't think they sanded it down all the way, but they're not in a place where you're going to put your hand. This little spot back here, that's just a product of the grain pattern, I think. But as far as the guitar itself, like I said, I really can't find anything negative with it. I mean, it looks phenomenal. It feels phenomenal for, you know, $370 guitar. With, I mean, especially all this black reverse headstock with a Floyd. This thing's a beast. I mean, it just is. But yeah, I think that's really all I got to say, other than you should get one of these. It's not sponsored. No one sent me this. No one's asking me to make a video on it. I'm doing it for myself because I like to. But I mean, honestly, if you're in the market for another cheap guitar, this thing is awesome, especially for what it is. I mean, does it get any more metal at this price point? I mean, you really can't. Anyway, I'm blabbing.